Hey, welcome Prove It community. My name is Dr. Heather Carden, and I'm super excited, honored, and blessed to be with you here today on our Wednesday Live. My goal today is to help you better understand all things ketones and ketosis and our amazing support products. So as you're joining, let us know, the Prove It community, where you're joining from, what part of the world, what city, what you're shaking up, what you're drinking up. If you're doing the Turkey Trim Challenge, welcome to day 9. Congratulations, day 9. Maybe you're on the other part of the world and you completed day 9. You're on day 10. Big virtual high five. Congratulations to you for getting this far in our Turkey Trim Challenge. And if you didn't know, there's an amazing, I'm not going to say Black Friday sale. It is an entire week of gratitude to you, new and existing customers, of an amazing promo sale. So go check that out after we're done today, but let's get down to business. As your friends are joining, I'm going to tell you about 2 minutes about myself, and then we're going to get right down to your questions. As I shared before, my name is Dr. Heather Carden. I'm coming to you live from Kansas City. I've been practicing as a functional medicine physician or practitioner for 25 plus years, almost 26 years, rounding the corner here. As we opened up our doors 25 plus years ago, each and every one of our patients that comes in the doors today and still coming in the doors, we all start with a basic foundation of eating healthy, eating clean, eating a low carb, oftentimes a ketogenic diet. So 20 some years ago, this conversation wasn't as easy to have as it is now. It wasn't as easy to get in ketosis now as it was 20 some years ago today. So I deep dived into this well over 20 some years ago because I had some patients with very difficult health issues. So when I deep dive into that, I didn't know that we've actually been studying the ketogenic diet for over 100 years. Our body has 2 fuel sources. We either have glucose, which comes from carbohydrates, which is things like fruits, vegetables, breads, pastas, grains. All those things break down into glucose, which is blood sugar. It's what our body uses for energy. So we need energy to do your day-to-day operation. Then you want to have things like carbohydrates, or like a newborn baby comes into this world, before they can chew food, before they're waiting for mother's milk to come in, you can actually be in ketosis. That's the other fuel option, which is a superior fuel option. It's when you actually break down and burn fat. It's superior because you don't need any insulin. And ketones actually come from fats, nuts and seeds, olives, avocados. It actually can last 3 to 4 hours as a fuel source. Your body can actually break down your stored fat while you're sleeping versus glucose. Glucose, you have to keep refeeding yourself every 30 to 40 minutes because it only lasts every 30 minutes. So again, in the middle of the night, your body won't tap it and store that down. However, our bodies are so intuitively smart. We've been actually working on this dual fueled system, burning fat, burning sugar, since we were born. Our ancestors did this back in the day when we were hunters and gatherers. If you're an endurance runner, you may actually experience this when you actually go through that kind of transition period. We don't feel so good, and then you feel like, gosh, I could run another 10 miles, or maybe you're a cyclist or a rower or a swimmer. You just feel like you could keep going and going. That's when you're metabolically in ketosis, which means you're burning fat for fuel. Before 2015, you actually had to either burn through all your stored glucose and glycogen to get in ketosis, and then if you consumed a higher level of carbohydrates, you would be out of ketosis, back burning into sugar burners, which most of us are sugar burners. However, if you are on a ketogenic diet, you did all the work to get through burning glucose and glycogen, and then you consumed a diet high in fats, moderate protein, low in carbohydrates, mostly above ground greens, not processed keto bars and keto snacks, mostly above ground greens, and you maintain that level, your body burned exactly what you calculated, no hidden food allergies, you slept well, no hidden stresses coming around the corner, then you maintain that level. And your body did amazing, because in ketosis, you have better moods, you have better cognition, better recall, your brain does much better, you have better connection between your brain and the rest of your body, better digestion, better moods, better skin. Body just runs much better energy, less cravings, better satiety, because ketones do actually help balance out that blood sugar and the feeling of fullness. Again, up to 3 to 4 hours, better communication from the brain to the rest of your body. So that's it in a nutshell. That was exactly 1 minute, 12 seconds. So let's get down to your questions. If you're joining, where are you joining from? How long have you been with this amazing Prove It community? We want to give you a warm welcome. If you're going to Dallas next week and participating in Epic, let me know you're going to Epic. Say, Epic, I'm going, or put down Dallas. We want to know. I did see some questions already rolling in, so I'm actually going to jump over here to my computer rather than scrolling. Actually, I can scroll up here and see it. So what we do know is that ketones, as I shared before, are an energy source. So it doesn't treat or fix or heal any diagnosis or any health condition. But what it does do is give your body better energy. So when you speak about, because Ricky's asking, hope I'm saying your name correctly, it says, how does it benefit people with depression? Well, we know that sugar, there's a book called The Sugar Blues, that sugar can actually turn on some neurotransmitters like dopamine, it can depress GABA, and can cause some blues or some sugar depression. So we see that a lot of times in people who consume a lot of sugar, they want to sit and go to sleep, or maybe people who drink too much alcohol, they can cause depression. But many studies on people who consume too much sugar and actually have depression. What we do know is that ketones, which are a byproduct of fat, help take away the cravings of sugar. They actually help dampen the desire for sugary foods and actually increase the feeling of fat. But more importantly, in your brain, they dampen that impulsivity called dopamine, and they increase GABA, which is your joyful feel-good hormone. So if you have something like depression, and organically, which means just naturally by itself, ketones are going to increase GABA, G-A-B-A, that feel-good hormone, that joyful hormone, the one that makes you want to laugh, and it gives you energy. We all know the studies out there that if you laugh more, if you work out more, if you sleep better, you're going to feel better overall. If you don't sleep well, you're going to be more depressed, more blue. If you don't exercise, we know all the amazing benefits of exercise, or you can look those up, that you're actually going to feel much better when you exercise. It turns on all your happy endorphins. So more energy equals better feeling, better sleep is better feeling, better moods equal less depression. So great question. Thanks for asking that. So thanks, Annette. Thanks for asking that. And hi from the Netherlands. Hi from Tampa. Hi from Manchester in the UK. So we did have some questions come in yesterday on our social media. It says, will Keto Pro, and I grab my jug of Keto Pro, who drinks Keto Pro? Just let us know. And when do you drink it? There's no right or wrong time to drink it. The question was, will Keto Pro kick you out of ketosis, and what's the difference? So when we look at, I'll just grab a sachet here of Keto Pro. The pro means protein. So ketones, because it is our keto nat, it's our beta hydroxybutyrate. It does have a little bit less than our traditional, our superhero product, keto nat. However, it does have MCT in there. And the MCT, which is a very high quality C8, will turn quickly into additional ketones, plus it has additional proteins. So no, this should not break your fast. This should actually continue your fast. However, if you mix it with a nut milk, if you mix it with something else, it absolutely could break your fast. But if you're mixing it with water, then no, it should not break your fast. And if you drink it in a proper time, which means you drink it in 30 or 40 minutes, then yes, it will still maintain your fast. So great question. Thanks for asking that. The other one said, what is the best time if you're an endurance athlete to actually drink your ketones? So let's just run through all the athletes out there, or someone who's just beginning working out. So we know that ketones help protect your lean muscle mass, which is super important for anyone of any age. We know carbohydrates actually break down your lean muscle mass. If you're doing a shorter workout, like a HIIT workout, 20 or 30 minutes, you want to drink your ketones about 45 minutes before, so they peak at the time of your workout. So 45 minutes before your 20, 30-minute workout, drink your ketones. And then if you're doing a longer workout, like a traditional 45 minutes to an hour workout, 2-hour workout, drink your ketones 30 minutes before. So they're peaking after you get your warm out in. And then when you're in your highest endurance level, when maybe you're at the anaerobic threshold, it's actually covering that, protecting your lean muscle mass. So you want to drink about 30 minutes before your workout. Endurance athlete, 2+ hours, you want to have another serving of ketones, maybe the Keto Pro, maybe some extra MCT, 2 hours post your endurance workout. So you've worked out for 2 hours, have a ketone 30 minutes before, and then another sachet of ketones or another serving 2 hours post your workout. So hopefully that helps answer your questions. Yes, you can have Mitoplex mixed in with them. Yes, you can have your MCT or your 143 mixed in there with them. Absolutely, you can do that. Just make sure you're well hydrated. We don't want ketones. We want ketones, water, ketones. Great question. So Emily asks, how do ketones help with dementia? So I'm going to actually just take a real quick drink of my keto up here. So incredible studies have come out really the last, I would say, 5 to 8 years on Alzheimer's, dementia, multiple concussion syndrome, TBIs, about what's happened with the brain when it's been just, quote, bruised. It's been, the cells have been hit, they've been damaged. So on a SPECT scan or an MRI, the brain shows up like it's been bruised. It's a dark spot on there. And when you actually drink something like on a glucose tolerance test and they scan your brain, those cells don't light up, like they're actually dead and they actually can't take up any energy. However, it's so exciting. New science shows us with ketones that are the right isomer that we have here at Prove It, those cells that were once maintaining darkness, actually, when you drink ketones, now light up. So something like dementia, where the cells are not firing, they're not getting the communication, they're not getting the connection, because ketones are amazing connectors and communicators, those cells are now lighting up in multiple concussion syndrome, traumatic brain injuries, Alzheimer's, dementia. Those studies are still going on today, and there are amazing universities and scientists and researchers out there doing this studies and they're due diligent on this right now, because it is a very hot topic for so many families and people being touched by Alzheimer's, dementia, traumatic brain injuries. But the exciting thing is what we once thought was lost when those cells got damaged, that now we know that they actually can be turned back on, why ketones can feed those damaged, broken areas. So exciting. It still gives me chills when we talk about it. So stay tuned, plug in, there's more information coming. Keto Academy, we have twice a year, is where all the information is really delivered. So that's where we get that information straight from the scientists, straight from the researchers, straight from the universities, straight from leading authors. Dr. Mary Newport has a couple of amazing books out there about that. You can reach out and get the information from her book. She just launched a book just in the last 90 days, if I'm right, that's out there. Have it sitting on my nightstand, great information about that, and the use of MCT. So 143 is super important. Collagen is important for brain function. So when it comes to dementia or Alzheimer's, we don't treat, we don't diagnose. However, we know that ketones can give energy to the brain, the rest of the body. MCTs give energy to the brain and the rest of the body, and that's what we're looking for. So hello from Australia. Nice to have you in the house. So Macho Camacho says, can you still drink ketones while drinking ketones and eat carbs? This is from Nikki in Connecticut. So you can maintain, great question. You can choose any lifestyle that you like. And lifestyle means diet, AKA. So whether that is vegan, vegetarian, paleo, low carb, moderate carb, ketogenic diet, you can consume any diet that you choose and you can still get the benefits of ketones. So you're still going to drink them and get the benefits of them. You can still drink the Mitoplex and get the benefits of the electrolytes. So you can choose any lifestyle that you want and get the benefits of them. So yes, you can still have carbohydrates and get in ketosis 99% of the time. However, here at Prove It, we do always want to actually live by a clean lifestyle. We do want you actually exercising. We want you sleeping properly. We actually encourage things like grounding and getting good sunshine and having a great attitude and positivity. That's why in our main lifestyle group and our coaching group, we talk about all those pieces of the puzzle to good health, and ketones are a main anchor to that piece of the puzzle. So yes, drink ketones daily, smile, laugh, grounding, eat healthy carbs. Yes, when you eat carbs, eat healthy carbs, above ground greens, sweet potatoes, beets, carrots. If you choose to have things like wild rice, absolutely choose a lifestyle that you want to, whether that's vegan, which is going to be more carbs, or not. The ketones still put you in ketosis in less than an hour. So thanks for the hearts. Keep those coming. And I will see Keto Fairy at Epic. Yay. Jen has been drinking them for 16 months. Pam, I will see you at Epic as well. Cheryl's been here since 2015. She's been around as long as I have. I have been with Prove It before we even had a website. I did Facebook Lives. We used to do something else. I forgot what it was called. Kathy, welcome, welcome. She's going to her first live. Welcome. So Danielle, I love that you asked this. Danielle says, I have a coworker that keeps on telling me that I'm doing bad for my body by following a keto and doing some fasting. I told her, it's my body, it's my choice. Absolutely, it is your choice. And if you do the research, then it absolutely is your choice. For me, I'll take off my doctor hat. I don't have it on. I don't have on scrubs or white coat because I'm coming to you here as someone who has been drinking ketones since 2017, share it with my friends and neighbors. What I can tell you is that the human body was meant to go through feasting and famine. We're not meant to eat 18 times a day. We're not meant to eat 10 times a day. We're meant to eat, digest our food, and rest. Eat and rest. Back in the 70s, we ate in an 8-hour time frame. Leading researchers, not part of Prove It, are all coming out and saying what we were doing before in the 80s, eating 3 meals, mini meals every 2 to 3 hours, has actually created this position of a lifestyle of diseases. So what we have to do is go back to the basics of 1970, eat 3 meals a day, let the body rest, stop snacking until we go to bed. So what we do know is that what we're doing in the 80s and 90s were wrong. We have to go back to the basics of just eating protein, greens, and above ground stuff. Stop the snacking, stop the processed food, stop the hydrogenated oils. So you can make a decision for yourself, Danielle. And I love that you feel strong in your conviction. I drink ketones every single day. They are water soluble, which I think is very important, which means your body, just like water, when you drink water, your body uses it and it eliminates out what it doesn't need. Either it eliminates out through your breath, through respiration, through your skin, or through your bowels. Ketones are the same. Your cells soak up what they need, and what it doesn't need, your body eliminates out, either through respiration, your skin, or through your bowels. So your body uses what it needs, eliminates out what it doesn't need. When things are water soluble, when they're fat soluble, when you use something too much or consume too much, then it does get stored. Water soluble, your body gets rid of it in a few hours. That's why if I drink my Keto Up or my Keto Nat or my Keto Pro, I'll be in ketosis for just a few hours. But if I check tomorrow and I'm not on a ketogenic diet, I won't be in ketosis because they're water soluble. They only stay in the body so long. Your body uses them all up. It'll use all the ketones up in here, or all the ketones up in here, and this will be for 4 to 6 hours. All the ketones up in here for 4 to 6 hours, or all the ketones up in here, and then they're gone. So once you use it, they're gone, just like water. That's why you can only go 3 days without water, and then your body uses it and you need more. So great question. Thanks for asking that. So Valerie, about your son with autism, there are some great research articles out there about eliminating sugar from your diet, more healthy fats. If you go to the Charlie Foundation, which is the leading website for childhood epidemic, they have now, or childhood, I'm sorry, let me slow down. Sorry, too many questions. Sorry about that, Valerie. So Valerie, the Charlie Foundation is one of the leading websites, the leading researchers, forefathers, and they gather a whole bunch of information on childhood epilepsy, which the ketogenic diet was originally formulated for children who were not responsive to medication who were having epilepsy. That's where the ketogenic diet came from. They found out when you lowered the carbohydrate intake, the brain actually calmed down and the seizures started to minimize and many times abated. So parents would go on the diet with their children, and then they saw the parents having all these other amazing benefits like fat loss, or blood pressure would calm down, migraines would go away. However, the Charlie Foundation has a lot of information, again, third party, not part of Prove It research. They have a lot of information about autism, about Asperger's, about people on the spectrum, about what the ketogenic diet, ketones, MCT oils can do for the brain. So you can actually look there for some third-party literature and research. What we do know is that sugar will hyperactive cause a lot of things in the brain, so we can start to eliminate sugars. And if someone's craving sugar, we know ketones help dampen the desire and desire for sugar. I don't want to always use the word craving, but it helps dampen the desire for sugar and actually helps people actually crave more healthy fats and proteins. Oh, this is a great question. What if I have no gallbladder? This is great because usually when you eat on a ketogenic diet, you need to eat clean, healthy fats, and you need to taper them in slowly because a gallbladder only stores fat. Your liver actually, gallbladder only stores bile salts. Your liver makes all the bile salts. So when we go on this no-fat diet back in the 70s or 80s, your liver is still making a little bit of bile salts and putting it over in the gallbladder, and the gallbladder just stores them. And then one day you say, hey, I think I'm going to go on this ketogenic diet and I'm going to up my fats from like 20 grams or 20% up to 80%. And then you have this big, healthy, big fat diet and then all of a sudden your gallbladder has had all these bile salts that are decades and decades old. And then it tries to digest them all. And then you have a gallbladder spasm, a gallbladder attack. And then for some reason your gallbladder has to be taken out because it has all these old bile salts. Had you been on like a zone diet, 40, 30, 30, and consuming healthy fats every day, didn't have the hydrogenated oils we had back in the 70s and 80s and early 90s, then it might have been a different story. The great news is ketones are a byproduct of healthy fats. So when you eat coconut oil or you're on a ketogenic diet and your body breaks down healthy fats, you ultimately get ketones. So when you look at our keto nat in the back of the package, there's no fat in them. There's no need for bile salts. There's no need for gallbladder. It goes straight into the bloodstream. So when you drink them, your body absorbs them and they go straight into the bloodstream and then straight to the target organ. You don't need, bypasses the liver, bypasses the gallbladder if you have one or don't have one. So there's no need to worry about bile salts being involved at all. That's the amazing thing. So again, when people who have had no gallbladder who wonder, like, I would love the experience of ketones, but I don't have a gallbladder. It makes me nervous. I've tried it before. And if you tried it, it's probably because you've gone way too high with fats too quickly instead of stair-stepping them up. And if you're someone who doesn't have a gallbladder, this is a great way, but does want to do the ketogenic diet. Introduce ketones into your body, 1 or 2 packs a day, do the 10-day challenge, and then start to introduce fats. And slowly, once you introduce the ketones into your body, start to saturate the cells, your body's like, oh, I remember this. I remember what ketones are. And then introduce healthy fats, not processed fats or bars, healthy oils, nuts and seeds, things that are absorbed easily, not high allergen nuts like peanuts, but macadamia nuts, Brazil nuts, almonds, and rotate those. You're going to find it's going to be very easy for your body to do that. Let me know what you guys are drinking up today. Let me know if you've taken advantage of the amazing promo sale going on today. Okay, Annette, great question. Annette says, so many new things. I love that. So many new things. Where do I begin? You begin with the basics. So you begin with our hero product, which is Keto Nat. I happen to have watermelon. You grab a 10-day challenge pack because it has 5 of the most common flavors, most popular flavors purchased. It has 10 with caffeine and 10 without caffeine. So you're getting a variety of flavors, some with caffeine and some without caffeine. So you're going to get an amazing blend. And then it has the packs that have with it. We have a good, better, best package. Then it has the electrolytes. Electrolytes are essential for survival. We get those from above ground greens because they get them from the roots in the soil. We are not getting enough electrolytes. I look at people's lab work all the time this morning, 3 or 4 hours on lab work. We are not getting enough electrolytes in our body because high carbohydrate diet washes away a lot of the nutrients that we're eating. Processed food washes away the nutrients. Ketones have a mild diuretic effect. So you're getting that diuretic effect. Pre-ketones from too many carbohydrates, you're going to get a little diuretic effect from the ketones. But where do you start? You start with your Keto Nat, then you start with the Mitoplex and 10-day challenge pack, and then add in 24 fast. And then what I would add in, step in intermittent fasting and add in the keto cream. It's that simple. And your sponsor should help walk you through that of where to start, but you always start with our 10-day challenge pack, which is our hero pack. So great question, Annette. I'm so glad you asked that. So Cheryl's saying, can you speak on insulin resistance and how ketones help people with insulin resistance? So that is awesome. You guys have a lot of awesome questions. We've got about 5 more minutes today. So we know there's a lot of people who are suffering from insulin resistance. So number 1, please get tested for insulin resistance. Don't just assume that you have it. Have your insulin, your fructosamine, and your A1C tested. Test them. Don't just assume that's you because we don't know. And I always look for the number 10 or higher for being insulin resistant. The lab's going to say 19, but if someone's at 10 or higher, I start to look at the pre-existence of pre-insulin resistance. Insulin resistance just means that a normal person might dump 10 units or need 10 units of insulin to digest a third of a cup of rice. Someone who's insulin resistant, 10 units is not enough. They need way more to break that down. So they're dumping more insulin, maybe 30 units to actually help digest that 1/3 cup of rice. So check your insulin. Just don't go by your A1C. Get your fructosamine as well, because people are eating a lot of fructose, and fructose can be a deal breaker for a lot of people. So what happens when you're using ketones and you practice intermittent fasting, and Dr. Jason Fung and Dr. Eric Westman talk a lot about this. They are not part of Prove It, but they are, again, great searchers, researchers, great books. Insulin resistance, when you start actually intermittent fasting and you give your body a time of rest and let autophagy happen. Autophagy happens when you're actually fasting at that 12 to 14 hour mark. What happens is you have time for those cells. They're called senescent cells, cells that have actually matured too quickly or lived too long. Then your body will go through autophagy. And we do this in our 24-hour fast kit as well. When you stop eating and eat only in an 8 to 9 hour time frame, and then while you're sleeping, and that really 12 to 14 hour time frame before you reintroduce food in the mid-morning, your body will go get those cells and actually start to chew away those cells. It's called self-eating. That autophagy, those senescent cells, have either matured too quickly or actually lived too long. We need to make room for new healthy cells. When you make room for new healthy cells, and when you spread out that eating time and allow your body to be more metabolically flexible, it will downregulate the insulin. And when you eat more fast, because fats don't require insulin, you teach your body, you teach your pancreas to say, hey, I don't need as much insulin as I used to. A lot of studies out there, a lot of people, I can tell you patients report of mine who are on an insulin pump. And if you aren't an insulin pump or using insulin, you need to work with a healthcare provider. When you're drinking ketones, actually you are using less insulin, less of their medication. This has been my experience in a clinical setting, that they're using less monitoring that, because ketones help stabilize that. Because when you're eating healthier fats, and this is not an avocado toast story, but when you're eating healthier fats, you don't need any insulin. So therefore, you're able to stabilize your energy. Carbohydrates need insulin and only give you energy for 30 minutes. You're going to yo-yo up and down. You need more carbohydrates, more insulin, up and down. Proteins are 90 minutes. They actually need insulin as well, but they're going to give you a little longer peaks. So it's great to have protein in there. Fats, no insulin required. So avocado, put some oil on your salad, have some olives, have some sesame seeds, make some fat bombs. No insulin required, 4 hours of stabilization of energy. So that's going to give you that longer time to go between meals. So hopefully that helps answer your questions. I've got another question that popped up over here. How do ketones help with weight loss? I see all these stories of weight loss, but Prove It is not a weight loss company. NAT is not a weight loss drink. This is an energy drink, not a stimulant like we talk about energy. Energy at the cellular level for the mitochondria. So a stimulant is something that just stimulates, like some of the energy drinks out there. Energy is at the cellular level. Remember, your cells have to run on energy, and it runs on oxygen and ATP. Glucose and ketones break down and give your cells oxygen and ATP. Ketones give you 3 units of ATP. Glucose only gives you 2 units of ATP. And then oxygen sparing, ketones give a higher percentage of oxygen sparing. So it's much more efficient than glucose. That's why you can get energy for up to 4 hours versus only 30 minutes. So when you go to the gas station, which energy do you use? Which gasoline do you get? Well, you get the most you can pay for, right? You don't want to have a Maserati and get the 87% octane. You want to get the 90-something percent octane. Same thing for your body. Treat it like it's a Maserati or whatever fancy sports car you want to buy. Treat your body the same. Put the highest energy source you can in there. Don't put something else that you can in there. So we talk about that. Ketones, we talked really early on about it being connecting the brain to the body, connecting the hunger hormones to each other. So think of the reason, if you are looking at Prove It for some fat loss, are you not losing fat because, number one, you're making wrong choices because sugar is hijacking your brain? Ketones help dampen those sugar cravings. Are you actually just eating too frequently because you're just hungry all the time? You can't tell if you're hungry or thirsty. Ketones help reconnect those hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin. They help that. We also help here at a community. We have amazing community coaches, over 24 community coaches that help you identify, are you hungry or thirsty? Are you not drinking enough water? Are you low in electrolytes? We have lots of tools and cues to help you that. We help you journal your process. So when it comes to fat loss, are you not working out just because you're so tired, you have no more margin in your day, you just can't get off the couch? We help you figure that because ketones give you 30% more energy. If you had 30% more energy in the day, would you make some healthy meals? Would you get off the couch and exercise? Would you go walk your dog or do a dance party with your kiddos? What would you do with 30% more energy of the day? What is it? Maybe it's sleep. Maybe you're just not sleeping. Ketones help with sleep. So think what's stopping you when you ask about weight loss or fat loss. What's stopping you from taking that next step? And it's not about perfect. It's about being 1% better every day. So if you could just be 1% better every day, end of the month, that gets you to 30% better. What would that look like for you? Just think about that for a minute and think, we have more than 30 days left at the end of the year before January 1st. What if you could be 30% better before the first year? You would start walking, you could start exercising, you could start sleeping 10 to 20 more minutes every day. Sometimes I know when I had 4 little kiddos, I would tell my husband, I could just sleep 30 minutes more in a row. If I could just sleep 2 hours in a row, if I could just sleep 4 hours in a row. Just think for you, what would that look like if you could have 30% more energy? What if it was just 10 or 15% more energy in the day? Would that get you moving? Would that get you sleeping? Would that get you making healthier food choices? Cooking your own food? Think about that for a minute. What would that do for you? So that was a question that we had there. So hopefully that helps answer questions. Again, I see a lot of people ask about autoimmune arthritis and MS. Go back to someone who has MS, someone who has autoimmune arthritis. What do they feel like? Are they tired? We know with autoimmune arthritis, we know with MS, people need to move. People need to sleep. They need to have gratitude. They need to have a good mindset. We already talked about mood and ketones. We talked about movement ketones and energy. So think about that with a specific disease, no matter what the letters are. Think about what are they really feeling? Think about that for a minute. This is what functional medicine does. What are they feeling? Put the letters away. Parkinson's, MS, ALS, what are they feeling? Are they tired? Are they not sleeping? Are they hungry? Are they sad? So think about that. Ketones start with the brain. Better cognition, better recognition, better articulation, better moods, better digestion, better craving control, less bloating, better energy, better skin. So that's what's so amazing about our amazing Prove It products. I know we did not get to the keto cream or the other amazing products. However, we have 4 years of past Facebook Lives that are timestamps. You can just use the search bar to get your answer. You can also just get back with your promoter or your sponsor. They can help you find the answers that you're looking for. You guys have an amazing, amazing Thanksgiving for all the U.S. citizens that are actually celebrating Thanksgiving. I will see each and every one of you at Epic next week in Dallas. Can't wait to see you there. You guys have safe travels. And don't forget, there is 22 to 30% off in the store until Monday the 28th. Have an amazing day. Appreciate you and cheers. Keep on proving it.